In number 8, we are trying to figure out if this is a right triangle or an acute or an obtuse triangle since nothing's marked. And like we've seen before, we're going to set up the Pythagorean theorem. If a squared plus b squared really is equal to c squared, then it must be a right triangle. But if it's not, if, let's say, the left side, a squared plus b squared, is larger, it would be an acute triangle. If the right side is larger, if c squared by itself is larger, then it would be an obtuse triangle. So we're going to plug stuff in here to see if it's really balanced out. If it's really equal, then it's a right triangle. So the first thing you might need to do is just double check what 5 times square root of 5 is. You'll see that it's still smaller than 15. So 15 here is the largest side. That's important to identify because if it's right, I need to know which side's my hypotenuse. In other words, which side would be by itself as the C value. So 15 is that largest side. We'll call that C, and we have to square it. We're going to compare that to the other two sides. And again, I'm going to put equal here, but I don't really know for sure if it's equal yet. So I'm going to plug in the other two sides. We'll call that A. So that's 5 times the square root of 5, and we must square it. And then we'll plug in our B side, which is 10, and we must square it. Okay, so once you've got this set up, and we're trying to figure out if these two sides really are equal, now it's a matter of doing the algebra. So 5 times the square root of 5 squared, well, that's like 5 squared, which is 25, times square root of 5 squared, which is 5. Altogether, that's 125. When I take 10 squared, that's an easy one, that's 100. 15 squared is 225. Okay, when I add them together on this side, 225, and then just bring this down, 225, those are equal, which means this is really a right triangle. I know that because the Pythagorean theorem worked. Since we said that the side of 15 was the hypotenuse, that means across from it must be that right angle down there.